Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Another Saturday that thank God we're alive. I'm your host, Nachin Gon. Nachin for many. We're going to be having another guest, aka Charlie, the producer. And we're going to be talking about a topic that really hurts, especially in the weekend, like on a Saturday. Many of you are going to be watching this show later. And these are going to be tips that are going to help you get over a hungover. Quitarte la cruda. Te vamos a dar unos tips caseros. And we have a bunch of other information que te va a gustar. We hope we entertain you. We usually do our show every Friday, but we wanted to experience it and do it on a Saturday morning. A ver cómo está la cosa. Nos sentimos más a gusto, más relajados. I have my co-host Bella. She's right here next to me. And she'll be popping in and out. She's hungover from her birthday. Ayer fue su cumpleaños. And está ahorita tratando de despertar with you together. So without further ado, let me welcome the man himself, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Perez, ¿cómo estás, bro? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Happy
Good
Saturday,
morning.
people. Thank you for joining us. Hey, man, this is a totally different experience. Waking up and first thing in the morning, hey, let's do this.
It feels good. To me, it
Usually,
reminds me when we used to do radio, like back in the day. How we used to get
yeah.
up so early, bro. It's like, man, it's crazy. You mentioned something when we're off the air right now, before going on air. You were saying that some people were sending you comments and feedback, and we like that. Share, like, comment. Let us know how we're doing. We want to aim to do something better for you, and we try to do that every show. So that's why we're real and as raw as it comes. And we don't try to be perfect, but we try to aim to get there at one point in time, close to it. Charlie, ¿qué era lo que te preguntaba la
Absolutely.
gente?
Yeah. The main thing that I did get a couple messages where, hey, who's Nachin? We want to know a little bit about him, a little bit of his background. So I was like, I'll definitely ask him when it's good. Hey,
Here's
morning,
Bella.
Bella. So yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Nachin, so get to know you.
Okay, so for those that don't know us, this show is a team effort. I'm not Chin. Bella's my co-host. She's my daughter. She just turned 3 yesterday, and she's with me today because mom is at work and daddy pretty much is the guy that takes care of Bella and does a lot of different things. But before this, I used to do radio for like 15 years. I hosted different shows, Spanish, bilingual format. And my idea of a show was from the beginning always to be something that evolved, something that gave something different to our community. But along the way, we fell off that track because the system and it's not designed for that, at least in Spanish, in the Spanish media. And here we are, trying to entertain you through here and give you a different flavor where we can be ourselves and we don't have somebody behind us telling us what to say or what not to say. And I think, Charlie, this conversation can go deeper, and I appreciate you bringing this up. That's my background. Right now, I'm a dad, and looking forward to moving forward. I have a lot of things that we can discuss, but I'm an individual that basically thrives on evolution, becoming somebody better, somebody within yourself, having a relationship with yourself, loving yourself even at the hardest moments. Because this brings up another topic idea, Charlie. I'm thinking like we should do something about a topic that revolves around kind of like when you break your innocence, breaking innocence, like when you get to see the real world. And I think that brings so many layers to it, Charlie. So I can continue talking, but we should do a different show because I also want to get to know you, Charlie, so people can get to know you. It's like people are going to realize that we're two guys that have a dream and want to bring you something good, something different from our heart and from the comfort of our home to you.
And that sounds good. Actually, I like that idea. How about next week or the next couple of weeks? As the questions come in, we do an actual show about we can call it "Get to Know Us."
That's good. I like it. Get to know us. Charlie, just a brief background on you. Besides being a stripper, what do you do now?
But no, what I do now, I work for a medical group. I definitely we're in the front lines trying to help this whole craziness. But besides that, um, my background is pretty much radio. I started same thing as you. My goal was to bring good content, positivity, and like you said in the Hispanic community, or at least with Spanish broadcasting, radio, it's something cannot be done.
And we're not
So
talking about a
I
specific company. He just said the term.
no, we're not. It's just in
Right.
general. Yeah, no, absolutely in general. It's
Mm-hmm.
just unfortunately it's something that cannot be done. It's not allowed in a sense, but we're definitely here. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, we have a dream, and our
We can
goal
do it.
here is to
Mm-hmm.
feed your mind, and you know have you think outside the box,
I
have
like
you
that. Let's
think
use that.
outside the
Let's
system.
use that hashtag, Charlie. Let's make it ours. Feed your mind.
Feed your mind. That's it.
Yeah, feed your
Hashtag
mind. Mm-hmm.
feed
And
your
Chin and
mind.
friends, free your mind all the time. And that's what we want to bring you. So a lot of things have been happening. Last week we had our guest, Rick. He gave us some great points on the whole thing about, Black Lives Matter movement and how things are still kind of like pending. They're like in a pendulum. They're hanging like this, but they're moving. The thing that struck me the most was that in other parts of the country, like for instance, up in Seattle, up north here from California and Washington, there's kind of like a town that kind of secluded itself from everybody. They say we don't want authorities, we don't want no help, we want to stay immune from everybody. So they kind of like became their own town. And I also saw an episode, Fox News, that they were talking about, and I'm not talking here political parties or anything like that. I'm just giving information where I saw things, okay? So the thing is that these guys don't want any help. They want to be left alone. And they basically said that Fox News was reporting that at the end of the day, what was happening is that homeless were taking over the town as well, and they didn't want to let anybody in, and they barricaded themselves. Did you hear anything about that?
You know what? I did not hear anything about that, but
Uh
I
huh.
did see. You know, I I've known lately. To be honest with you, I've been trying to get away from the news.
Yeah.
I've been trying to look at the positivity and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, a lot of good things came out of this.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate it happened. Um, Analyzing everything, I'm kind of glad for technology. I'm thankful for technology.
It's crazy
In a
how
sense, we
it
kind of
keeps us
still live.
informed, right?
No, absolutely, and from different avenues. But that wouldn't be a bad idea to be secluded from everyone else. Kind of in a sense, and there's a pro and a con. And you're
Mm-hmm.
secluded, you stay your own ways, and maybe there's
But
no room for improvement. Maybe there is,
they're
but
kind the bad side. I think if there's a big emergency and that town kind of explodes with an eruption of the COVID, I mean, are they really gonna want help now, or what's gonna happen? So that's what's in the pendulum. But things like that were continue to happen. A lot of protests, a lot of people, and we kind of continue to see more of the police brutality coming out. And it's crazy. This revolution, I think, it's starting from all different levels in society. And Bella,
and
we do it for them,
like
for the kids.
if you think about it, we kind of still live in the past in the sense. The only difference, you know, racial injustice has continued been happening throughout the years, and nothing's changed. The only thing that has changed is technology, and the only reason this is coming out is because it was recorded. To be honest with you,
Pretty
you
much.
know, by yeah, I mean, I'm 35, and even when I was in school, there's always that injustice.
It's crazy.
The you could totally tell that the kids that had money, they were treated differently because they supported the PTA, or they supported the school with whatever money, whatever they needed. But the ones that didn't, they couldn't give to the school, were treated differently. We
It's
couldn't go
weird.
to certain trips. We couldn't go.
Dude,
So
it's the favoritism. It goes to all levels. You see it in religion, and when you go to different
right.
places, it's political movement that it's pretty much revolving around interest, money, and that's what it is. Somebody wants to have the power. Somebody wants to control others, and so on and so on. They forget about the human aspect, and they don't realize that by continuing this chain of being a-holes, of being people that are just about money, you basically, what are you doing? I mean, is that your life format? But I mean, to each his own, right? To each his own. To me, I believe that people should be more in the side of, man, let's help one another. But I'm also a realistic person that realizes that the world is a dog eat dog world out there. And like my mentor Chuck, rest in peace, used to tell me, he used to say, everybody's out to get a bone because they have to bring meat to the table. So that's the way you got to look at it. Everybody got to eat. I saw a little report in Mexico talking about a cop. They were asking him, why do you guys do the mordida? Meaning like they're up front and they ask you for the money, a mordida, a bite. And he says, simple, you know where the term mordida comes from? And the guy says, no. He says, just a simple bite, like a dog, right? You want to take a bite. He says, kind of, but not really. He says, it means that everybody has to eat. Todos tenemos boca. Todos tenemos que comer.
Wow.
Todos queremos una mordida para comer. So that's what it boils down to. So it's a system that's really, really tangled, and it continues to be untangled because the ingredients in the whole mass change. Old with new, new with old is different. But anyhow, that's not what we want to cover today. We want to cover something different. We wanted to bring you tips on hungover remedies. We got a lot. Charlie came up with the idea because he's like, dude, I haven't had a hungover like in 40,000 years. And we're like, well, why don't we talk about it? So, Charlie, did you ever get drunk?
I have gotten drunk. I have, and I said that would be the first and last time that would happen. And then I went to church, and the following week I was drunk again,
Well, did you
like
have the
everybody.
church
Ay, Dios
juice or
mío, I
qué?
was good.
¿Te tomaste el vino
No,
de la iglesia or what?
actually, I did not. I couldn't. I went to church,
Dude,
casi casi
that's
me
some
quedé a
good
meter a la
wine.
pila del agua.
Man, it's crazy. Like, I think we all start by experimenting with alcohol to a certain degree, and we push ourselves to the level of we think we're badasses. And I've seen it happen when I was in college. You know, you go to the fraternity parties, and that's what it's about because you're young. You want to experience your body. You want to push it to the limits. I
Right?
I learned my limit one time that I went to a party, and I had party with some friends, and we had gone to Costco to get some a 36 pack of Tecate, and the three of us said we're gonna finish it. We're badasses. We didn't think it was gonna do anything, dude. Like we went to the party like that. In the party they had whiskey. I mixed it. Oh my god! I went outside because I felt
No.
so bad, and I was laying on the grass. And basically laying on the grass, I just felt like, okay, let me just let my body rest. Let me go back. And that moment where you know that's all you could do, and I said, let me just take a little nap. And in between, I could feel that I was asleep and awake, but it was like a long, long pause. But it didn't seem like a long pause. Make a long story short, my friend comes out and he gets me and he's like, "Where you been? We're looking for you." I'm like, "I just came out here for like 5, 10 minutes." He's like, "Dog, you were missing for 3 hours." I'm like, "Oh shh!" And you didn't look for me till now, cabrones. And that was the
Yeah,
worst
I
and never
mean,
again, bro. It was nasty. My remedy, real quick. I went in, I got home, he got me home, this friend of mine, and we basically shout outs to him, David. We basically went and put me in bed, took off my shoes, but I knew I had to throw up because I was so intoxicated inside. My system felt nasty.
oh man.
Salud, Bella. Salud. Bella, you got come here. Come here. There's a lot of polvo here in this room. We need to clean it. But I was so intoxicated that I knew I needed to get rid of the burp. I would burp whiskey, dude. It was that bad. So, ¿qué pasó, mi tiquito? Ay, tus monitas, sí, tiquitos, sí, qué bonito. Yeah, Bella wants attention. So, from fraternity guy to this, it's a big contrast, guys, but it could happen. I urge you to do it. Call 911. No, no, just kidding. No, I got home and I said, how do I induce my throwing up? And before when I had drank a little bit below that, I would just drink water, and I would feel like yucky, and I would just throw up. So at this time, I said I need to feel double yucky to really push everything out. So I went and ate 2 bananas, and I chewed them hard and fast so my
Oh,
stomach can feel like and I drank water, dude. I'm not lying to you. When I was throwing up, it was one of those. I don't want to be very, very descriptive, but it was long, and I'm like, God, and still I wasn't feeling good. I went back to bed.
the
The next,
Exorcist. Huh?
Jesus, bro, I went back to bed and I knocked out. And the next morning I woke up half still drunk, still smelling like drunk. It felt nasty. I'm like, God, why am I doing this dumbass thing? And I said, but it felt good and all, blah, blah. I got home to East LA. I came back, Boyle Heights, where I was living with my parents. And my family, there was a place right there on 4th and Soto called Tom's Burgers. And a friend of mine, my vecino, he's
Yeah.
like, did you ever go there? Did you ever pass by?
I
Yeah,
did. During the
yeah,
street team.
yeah. That place was legendary. So they had. Oh, we forgot the lights,
Yeah.
Mama. We forgot the lights. Bella's telling us we'll do it tomorrow, and that's your phone for now. So I got there and I got a menudito. I had never liked menudo before. That time, bro, I fell in love with menudo, and ever since I don't do nothing but menudo if I ever feel my stomach bad. But now menudo even causes me to feel bad because of all that damage. So I cannot even drink that much anymore. If I have a beer, I feel drunk already because of all those, I guess, tearing up my stomach walls. Charlie, that's my long
Dude.
story.
No, with me it was interesting. Yeah, I should have known better, and the main I learned my lesson. Thank God nothing happened, but we were drinking. It was my friend's birthday party. Se llama Adrian. You
Okay.
might know him. But
Probably
it
de
was
la
his
cara
birthday
because I'm bad
party.
with names. Yeah.
We ended up throwing a party. He had La Banda MS at his party, so we
What?
were drinking. We were
This is
just
like a
drinking,
like
drinking,
for those
drinking.
that speak English only. La Banda MS is like the biggest band. Is like saying you have, what? Not I wouldn't say Aerosmith, but
Metallica.
yeah, like
Yeah,
Metallica in your house. Yeah.
pretty much. So, long story short, we kept on drinking in the restaurant, and Adrian, my boy, he goes, "Hey, don't let this table go dry." So the mesera keep on
Damn.
bringing beer, 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 and then he pulls out a tequila bottle. So
Oh
here we
man.
go. Now we mixed it. Y todavía así, we got done. The place shut down at 4 in the
Mm-hmm.
morning. We went home. On the way home, he calls me, "Hey, bro, we're going to my parents' house. A seguirle." So ahí
Damn.
vamos. So we go. He's like, "Okay, we're gonna." Se hicieron las 5, 6, 8 de la mañana. We ended up going to this carniceria down the street. I grew up in
Chicharrones.
Hawaiian Gardens, so
Okay.
nah, we got carne asada. So we start grilling and drinking at 8 in the
Oh,
morning,
shut
bro.
up, bro. It was like the perfect party tune over. That's basically what you do as a Latino. I think that's part of our culture. The fact that we do a carne asada and it has to be with the beer. Before I wouldn't experiment that, right? Because I was lazy. I didn't like to cook. But now that I'm starting to experience it, like a beer is necessary because you basically wanna just bring down that carne asada flavor,
Yeah,
and it goes
exactly.
together. You know.
It's a
Beautiful.
perfect match. It's a perfect match.
Mm-hmm.
Lo- Long story short, I used to sing in church.
Oh
So me
yeah.
tocaba cantar a la misa de 10, dude.
Dude,
Misa de
and
10 de
you
la
were half
mañana.
drunk or
Obviously,
still? Where's the top?
I didn't go. I didn't go to
What, you
go
ditched?
sing just because. I didn't ditch. I ditched the singing. I ditched the choir. I didn't
Damn.
ditch the mass because my good side
Said
said
come, come.
no. You party all night. You
Or your
have
mo-
to
or your
go.
or your mom's side saying, "Si no vienes, cabrón, watch."
I think that's what it was. I heard my
Yeah.
mom's voice. Si no vas a saber.
How old were you back then?
So yeah, dude, when that happened, I was under 21. Okay, I had
What,
dude.
bro?
I learned a lot of lessons that night. I was under 21.
Damn.
I drove under the influence. Never again. Please,
No,
if you
no, no, no,
drink,
no.
don't drive. That was the
That
stupidest thing I could
drinking
have
drinking
done.
makes you
Thank
feel
God.
like brave, but don't do it, man. You can get, one of those services, that are provided there. We're not gonna say
Yo,
their name because they're not sponsoring us just. But later we can say Uber, we can say Lyft,
antes no,
Yeah, later. Later,
we
not
just said
now.
them.
Yeah, yeah, later. Yeah.
Pero I learned I learned a lot of lessons that night, and
Hmm.
that was the first and last time I ever
I learned that
got
guys can
that
make you
messed up.
hickeys too. Not just kidding.
Hey, I there was a portion that que no me acuerdo of that night. So
Wow. Those are the good moments. I mean, you live and learn, but hangover really feels like that. Like right now, I'm drinking a lot of water because not that I feel hungover, but I think it's the dry season that it's been hot. I feel like I need the water, but that's how you feel when you have a cruda. They call it a cruda in Spanish,
yes,
and basically you feel like some people say one of the biggest remedies and fastest remedies is getting a beer. You have to drink another beer to settle your stomach down and then eat, and then you kind of like balance out. So I'm like, I tried that, and to me, it just continues the whole thing. So I remember
it's
a good tip que me dijeron, Chuck, aka my mentor, he's still here, but in heaven, he said, look, whenever you drink, and he would drink vodka, like hardcore liquor, he's like, and you don't want to have a
Ooh.
hangover the next day, get crackers. Get a little packet of crackers, eat a couple, and it'll coat your stomach walls inside. So the alcohol that's inside the stomach walls, because like the menudo, it has creases, like that part,
Right.
it'll suck in that masa, and then it'll kind of like not be sucking in the alcohol that's still left in there. So he says, and you can do that and then eat something else. That's why I say mariscos is good, because it kind of like, it's a fast meal. It just washes through. It's not something heavy. But some people like prefer the heavy, like the menudo, right?
You know what? Throughout the week I've been asking for feedback, on your favorite home remedies, and I think number one,
Yeah,
I think my number one response was very spicy menudo.
menudo. With tortillas, handmade
Menudo.
tortillas, right?
They're more specific, but my favorite, yes.
No,
My
yeah, no,
response
we
would be
gotta
yes.
make it all the
You
way,
can't go
bro.
wrong.
My sister makes menudo every weekend in Norwalk. If you guys want to hit her up, 562-278-4310. That's our first sponsor, because she's gonna give us a free plato de menudo by doing this. So please, thank you, please share. A great Mexican catering and Instagram, 562-278-4310. We're getting ready, Charlie and I, to bring in sponsors, because we want to bring sponsors, because if we bring sponsors to the show, we're going to give you a different kind of show. We're going to have more resources to work with. We can hire more people to help us.
Absolutely.
But the idea behind it is to bring you something of quality, and that's why we want to bring you these commercials that are really quick. Anyhow, continue, Charlie. Sorry, me fui on a tangent. I'm looking for the answers que me pusieron a mí también. People were really, really
I got
into
some.
the answer. What did they tell you?
There's some were really interesting. I think I sent you a screenshot, and I'm not sure
Uh-huh.
if you want to share it. I thought it was fairly interesting. They said, and I quote, uh, a joint and a bottle of water.
Wow. Probably because weed
I don't
relaxes
know.
you, and it allows the system to just be like, okay, don't panic, cabrón, let it go through. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, that's what I'm thinking too. That was the interesting one. I have never experienced that one as a remedy.
Bella's mom is
As a
calling me. I don't know
remedy.
what it is. Hold on. Let me see, Charlie. Hello? Okay.
Hi,
Mm-hmm. Okay, no problem. Yes, we're live right now. Thank you for calling us. Okay. Okay, at what time are you coming? Okay, ándale pues. Good luck. Okay, bye.
It
Part of
just shows
changing
you. It
after the
just shows
hangover.
you that we are live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're live.
Charlie. Okay, another tip that they gave me is this. I don't know if you can see it. It's tacos. On Instagram.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, she said, you know what? Edith the Stoner. She says, the best cruda remedy recovery for me is tacos and a shot of mezcal. But the tacos gotta have
Ooh.
salsa verde. And you can see it right there. Look.
So was that picture live at the moment when she sent it to you, or
Yeah.
just?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I saw she sent it to me, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm actually recovering right now. I'm like, wow, nice.
oh man.
También we also have my friend Miguel from Moreno Valley. He says, como dijo mi tío Pilín, que te cosa la cruda unas hojas de naranjo o de guayaba. Crazy.
Okay.
Dice, y ya, dice, y no tragar tingaderas. You know what I'm saying? So that's that one.
Yeah. Another
It-
one was
¿Qué te dijeron a ti?
um actually one of them was right when you wake up, like you said, another beer, bien fría.
Es que
That was
dicen
one. A Bloody Mary.
you gotta kill it with the same venom.
Fire with fire, I guess.
El otro, Elaine from Beverly Hills. We have fans in Beverly Hills. Yes, we do. She said a Big Mac meal from McDonald's, bagels and cream cheese, Martinelli's, apple juice, Advil, lots of water, and Gatorade. Laugh out loud. Man, she I think she's munching.
Ooh,
I don't think
she,
she's getting the
she,
cruda.
she's.
Yeah. You have
uh,
another one? I have a couple more.
they said un siete mares bien caliente con
Can
una chela bien fría.
can you tell people what a siete mares is? It's kind of like a
Siete
Mexican
mares,
style
it's a
soup, right? Sea soup.
sea soup. Yeah, yeah. It has um, octopus, pulpo, shrimp, fish, pretty much anything you can find within the seven seas on this
Mm-hmm.
beautiful earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the name comes from. Siete mares, seven seas.
Mm-hmm.
So, you, you can name it. I've had some where it's had scallops, it has octopus, it has fish, it has shrimp, clam. So, uh,
I
I'm
never
pretty
had
sure there's
one.
different.
I had a caldo de camarón, a
Really?
shrimp caldo,
Okay.
shrimp soup, but I never had the siete mares just because I'm afraid of the things like the octopus. Tried it before, but it was so kind of like hard. So probably because I was eating cheap, cheap one. But I think it tastes different with the soup, right? Like once it's cooked, it's a little bit more mushy.
You know, have you had calamari?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you
Yeah,
won't like it then. You
yeah,
you
the
you won't like
taste of
calam
the yeah,
calamari. It's a little bit more. It's fried.
fishy.
Obviously, it's
Yeah,
fried. It's fried. So with the siete mares,
yeah.
the it's softer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for those of you that want to try one, we urge you that those are good tips. Menudo, and basically in the Latino community, the way we do it, we get tortillas. Whether I think preferably you get in a menudo. Menudo, it's the guts, not the guts, but the stomach of the cow,
The stomach.
and
Yeah.
then they cut it up into little pieces, and then they make a soup out of it with red chili. It's not hot. You add the spice as you go, and then you put cilantro, oregano. Some people put onion, and you also put a chili powder, chile
Ooh,
de árbol, the
you're making
spiciest
my
one,
mouth water, bro.
dude. No, and then if you get the tortillas right made, oh my God! As you're putting it in, you put the tortilla in, you dip it. We gotta make a
Bro.
report on that, Charlie. Why don't you help me next weekend when my sister makes it, and we'll put it up here to show the process of a good menudo, and then we
Yeah.
try it so people can see that, like, how good. Bring you live that cure. We weren't able to do it this week because it was Bella's birthday yesterday, and we were taking care of that. So, thank you, Charlie, for understanding, and it was a perfect topic to
I don't
talk on a
know.
Saturday morning. I mean, who doesn't enjoy a good meal to cure something bad? But people went all the way to mentioning even using pastillas, using pills. Like for instance, I have M. She calls herself M. She's like electrolytes, zinc tablets, and these other tabs called the wellness formula, and carbs, dirty carbs
Hmm.
like pizza and chips, bread. Yeah, you're pretty much coating your stomach. You need to get rid of that
To
alcohol
absorb. Yeah.
that's killing it. Yo te digo,
Right now, I got a text from my little cuñadito Alfredo. He's
shout outs.
saying a Red Bull and add vitamin B12.
Dude, you're really gonna be
Eh,
flying, man. Red Bulls are bad
You're
mix.
gonna.
I ended up in the hospital because of that, because of those energy drinks. They're concentrated sugar, and
Oh,
sometimes if you drink them a lot, you can get something out of it. So I don't recommend them. I tried them with tequila once. It's a crazy feeling because you feel drunk,
oh,
you feel like this, but you feel like, man, it's a hard thing. I saw a video one time of a guy that had drank Red Bulls, like 2 Red Bulls with tequila, and his heart was like this. Boom, 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 boom. Like it managed to come out of his
you can
sternum.
see it.
Out of his sternum. It was right here. I'll look for the picture
Oh,
and send to you, but it's really, really nasty. But yeah, I guess the number one thing, we're offering you cures for the cruda, for the hungover. But the number one thing is to understand, be careful with your body because your body can only take so much and you intoxicate it. Every system is different. Some people can take more than others. But all I can say is this: get to know your body, get to know your system, and don't overdo it. Don't think you're Superman because once you get to that level, man, it can get crazy. It really is where people lose it. Some people are very emotional drunks, Other people are angry drunks. It just depends, but
Right.
don't get to that level where the next day you're regretting it and then getting breakfast in bed like this that Bella's making us. Thank you. What is this, Mama?
Yeah.
Bacon and huevitos.
And and that's the thing. The one of the things that I've learned and what I was told um, was drink because you like it. You know, drink not because. And I'll be honest. No, growing up, I saw my friends drinking. Oh, que me dejó la novia, que me dejó el otro. Pound, 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 pound,
Dude, that's what
pound.
it is with
And
Spanish
I've
music. It's
learned
always a sad story, and once you listen to more songs, you start drinking more,
Vicente.
bro. Vicente, la banda que te fuiste, you left me, and that you. No, no, no. It's crazy how music really sets a mood on you. You know?
And that could be a different topic as well. And I can go on that topic on music and
Uh-huh.
how music is connected to your to your spirit and whatnot. You know, but that's a whole different topic. But with home with remedies for the cruda, here we go. Let me see. My suegro just sent me one. Um, let's see. Let's see. ¿Qué mandó mi suegro?
Dice, paga la renta, cabrón.
Unas.
It wasn't even for the cruda.
No, it was. He said un té de guayabas, unas guayabas.
¿Ves?
Yeah. I said, okay.
I guess that hydrates you back. Me, yo prefiero la mera verdad. I prefer food. In the morning, you gotta eat something that's gonna set the stomach. It's like the fuel that you're gonna throw in your body, and you gotta, at the end of the day, get to know your body and listen to these remedios. Los remedios de antes, de la gente de antes, también chingones, because esta gente pasó todavía por más. Imagínate, they were living in times cuando el alcohol no era tan puro, era alcohol de caña. La gente en la revolución, back in the day, for
Straight,
instance, it
yeah.
was straight thing. Like the worst, the one that I mentioned earlier, de borrachera, is nothing compared to one I had when I went with the radio show that I used to work with back in the day, con el Cucuy. We used to go to Honduras, Central
I
America.
want more donuts.
Bella's birthday wants more donuts, Tito.
I want lots of donuts.
Sounds good
Yeah.
too.
Bella was getting my donuts. Baby, we're almost done, okay? I had this drink called Guaro. Guaro is like their tequila. And we were at a party and I was young. I was like 22 years old and I thought I was indestructible. So I was trying to impress a model from over there, right? Because we had done a radiothon, which was like a show to collect money during Christmas for the poor over there. And it was a good experience. So everybody came together at the after party. And me trying to be a badass with the Televisa actress, I was like, I'm going to drink to show you that I could drink. I had three glasses of those, the thin ones. The next day we had a meeting with the president of Honduras. I literally had to excuse myself 3 times to go to the restroom and throw up. I was like, man,
Oh no.
what a moron, dude. What did I do? But I learned my lesson. I know where not to push myself anymore. But desde ahí es cuando ya empecé a reconocer that I needed to hear my body.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, what is that drink called? Wado?
Guaro. And it's one of those raw drinks that they make in El Campo. Y it's kind of like,
Okay.
it tastes that strong. Have you ever had sake? Sake?
Yes.
The one that they make from rice? That one is really strong too. You can have
Yeah.
it cold or warm, but it's that
Right.
same effect that you get there like this and you're like, man, well, I mean, my body could take more when I was younger, right? And I drank to the max. And
Right.
the one thing I learned from all that is that I guess I wanted to intoxicate myself so much to the level where I would hate it, and it worked.
Okay.
So I'm here. Survivor of the
Yeah.
hangovers because I hated the hangovers. Las crudas.
Dude, so I just looked it up. I looked up Wado.
Mm-hmm.
It's 60% proof and 30% alcohol. Oh, casi nada. Bro.
I still feel this. We were flying back in the airplane, and I never thought that I was gonna use the little bag, and I used it, and it felt bad, but I said there's no other choice. When I gave it to the airline attendant, I was like,
No, you
"Here."
didn't.
She's like, I was like, I'm sorry. It was one of those that never again. But right there, the only way that I was able to basically calm my stomach was by eating some Pepto-Bismol antacid pills. That was the only
Okay.
way, because I guess it was to a level where I had really like twisted it, you know.
How long was that flight?
It was from Honduras to LA. It was 6 hours. Imagine that.
Uh,
And then you have a bunch of people talking
I'm
in the
surprised.
background. You don't want to hear anything, and you just have a headache. You're just like, why did I do this? You know,
And then to make it better, did you have window or aisle seat?
I had aisle, so I made sure I had
Oh
aisle because I
man.
knew I might have to run, but it was one of those, you know.
You streamlined it to the back.
Dice Tere Saldívar, un saludo para Hayward, California. Desde allá nos están viendo mi prima. Aunque sea mi prima nos está viendo, un saludo. Déjale mando un saludo aquí en el chat de YouTube. Saludos, prima.
Sale, sale.
Qué bueno que tengamos
Now,
gente that's joining us, you know.
absolutely, yeah. I got my suegro watching. I got my cuñadito watching.
Nice.
I got
Share,
my wife
guys.
watching.
Let's talk good conversations that, you know what, pasan, suelen suceder. I mean, ahorita te apuesto que hay un montón de canijos que ahorita ya están como tú en la carnicería. Otros están agarrando chicharrones, otros están agarrando ya el menudo, de todo, just to pack it up. Another thing that I used to do, like when I used to go out, when I was crazy and single, going out every weekend, I would go out with a cousin of mine, my cousin Peter. And man, this guy could drink. We would get to a club and he's like, okay, shots, everybody. So we would do double shots, patron
Oh,
shots, pa atrás, boom, 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 boom. We're getting the mood and we're in party mode, right? And then at the end, to cure it, he's like, let's do a Dennis stop. So we would start at Denny's at 3 in the morning. We wouldn't get out of there till 4:30. And by then I was already dead, dude. But we had to eat something so we could wake up. And this guy would wake up the next day at 8 in the morning like nothing. I'm like, no mames, pinche primo, it's 1 p.m. and I'm barely waking up. No mames. But it's the body. Some people have bodies to tolerate it.
Let's wash my hands.
Bella wants to wash her hands.
and then
There you got your
absolutely,
hands.
and that's it. And that's the thing though, where you have to listen to your body. At least for me, if my body tells me don't drink or I don't feel like drinking, I don't drink.
You know it
Now
already.
there's times where I want to drink. Yeah, and there's times where I want to drink where we're going through 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles of tequila in one night, and
How many people?
I wake up and then between 4 or 5 people.
A good tequila makes a difference. That's when you get into a specialty tequilas,
Oh, yeah.
you know. I highly recommend a tequila that may be organic. We don't have sponsors, but I think, like for instance, the one that they told me that is really, really good is Terra Nova, the one from The Rock. I worked in the
Okay.
tequila industry for a couple of years, and I learned a couple of things about it.
Oh,
But
nice.
it's very competitive. It's a system that there's not a lot of good tequila because most tequilas are not interested in giving you a good product because they just want to sell you a bottle, good looking bottle, and the name, the brand. You recognize it, you see it in distribution, you see it in different places, you feel like it's popular, you should get it. That's how they make their brand. But the brands that are really, really good, like mom and pops brands that are coming up, there are some that are really, really organic and they taste like water, like you. I had 4 bottles of those sitting down with friends over an organic tequila. I'm not gonna mention a name because they're not paying us, but those guys, they had a good product, you know. But the thing is, know what you're putting in your system so you won't kill it.
Yeah,
Oh, mama, thank you, thank you.
absolutely. And I think that's the main thing. Listen to your body. Your body says don't
Don't
do it.
Let me see
Just
another
don't do
tip.
it. Yeah.
Another tip, because we have other people that contributed to the show, but let me find it because I had it and then I closed the phone and I lost it. Okay, here it is. Let me see. She says, when you eat a lot of tortilla with sal
Okay.
and queso. So, I guess.
Again, it goes back to the coating your
Yeah.
stomach.
But I would
The
think that the
carb
salt
and- yeah.
will make it a little bit more, will make you a little bit more thirsty. But I guess that works because it makes you thirsty. It coats it, but it washes it out because you're gonna want to drink more water to wash it out.
Well, like for example, those drinks that you mentioned that have electrolytes, they're high in sodium for the same reason, to keep you hydrated. So the salt will keep you hydrated when you drink it. Now, when you eat chips, that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's a dry.
Don't
but
eat
yeah,
the
like
yellow.
those energy drinks.
Don't eat the yellow Lays because those have like 20 pounds of
Hey, you're
Salt. You're like, what am I eating? Salt, bro. Like a horse.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, like for example, like the Gatorade, Powerade, all those, they're high in sodium, but for the same thing to keep you hydrated, your body needs sodium or salt to keep you hydrated.
A lot of people
But yeah,
were also
maybe that
doing
makes
the treatments from the doctors that would come to your house. Like in Vegas, it was very popular. Like the Boost, they would put an IV, and they basically just recover with vitamins and so on. But the same thing, you're putting just salt in your body because an IV, most of them are 80 to 90% salt, and that's when you see people that are
Sodium,
kind of like very very bloated. I had a friend who went to a doctor, and it's a doctor here in Maywood. Right away, as soon as you go there, they want to give you a suero. They want to give you an IV. $400. The last time I went, I was like, no, cabrones, thank you. But this guy, he was like a slim dude, looking dude, like real tiny guy. Then all of a sudden, after he went to that clinic and he got that IV, dude, for like a month, he was like really swollen from his face. So be careful on what you put in your body
drinking
too.
water.
Yeah, a lot of people say just drain it, like go the natural way. Drain it. Échale agua. Lemonade will help you flush it out because it cleans your kidneys as well because it's an acid. So it helps to kind of like move everything forward with no sugar, just straight juice. So I think the more natural you make it, the better it is. ¿No crees?
No, absolutely. I just got one right now. It says coconut water.
Coconut water.
Agua de coco.
Yeah. I had that. It tastes so good, dude. Oh, Bella gave me a
It's good.
present.
It's really refreshing.
Bella gave me a present. Poo poo.
All right.
I had coconut water. Like I bought the coconuts like at the store, and there's nothing like buying them. Like when you see a guy selling fruta right here in LA is very popular. When I go to Tijuana too, and they cut it up for you right away. It's fresh. They have it in ice, and then you just get that water. It tastes like icy, but that kind of like that flavor of cocoa that doesn't compare to anything else. It's just good.
Yeah. It's just, hey, buddy. Hey, Najee, I just got a.
Yeah, okay, tell me. Go on. I'm
It's funny.
listening.
I just got a text from my comadre. It says that her husband Ricardo tried to give you a shout out on YouTube, but you read Tere Saliva instead of Tero.
Oh,
So that Tere
hi,
was
Tere.
a
Hola,
Tero.
Tere. ¿Cómo estás, Tere? How are you? Tere Saliva, un remedio para la cruda es buen pozole, una birria, algo calientito y bien picoso. That's true. Una birria también tastes so good. Un pozole, dude, with a lot of tostadas. Man, can you tell people? Let's share our culture with other cultures, Charlie. What is a pozole? Described.
Pozole, hey, dude, it's funny. I have the funniest description.
Una pinche olla bien
And
llena
I
and I
want you
just
to know a
eat
little
it.
bit. Just no, it's funny. Well, I'll explain what
Okay.
pozole is. Pozole, pretty much what it is. It's a hominy. Hominy. It's corn. It's corn, pretty much corn in a kind of in a soup. Some people like it. I blanco rojo with chicken with pork.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm laughing, my little boy back in January, it was his birthday. He wanted to go to
Pozole land.
I'm gonna say it, even though they're not sparring. No. No, it was funny. He wanted to go to Goofy's Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Over at
Disneyland, right?
So we went over there. We went over there, and
Dice, pinche Goofy no tiene pozole, hijo de su... No.
no, that's the thing that he did have pozole.
What?
But the way their description, yeah, dude, their description said hominy soup.
Hominy soup. And did it taste like the
Hominy
Mexican pozole? Like, did they bring you lemon
No,
it's just hominy soup?
No, it was just pretty much hominy soup.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm laughing is because there was a couple there, non-Hispanic. I forgot what race it was. Non-Hispanic, and they're asking, "Oh, this is really good. What is it?" And they're asking the chef, and the chef looks at me, knowing that I'm Hispanic. He tells them it's hominy soup, also known as pozole.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, why don't you just call it pozole then? It is what it is,
Because we're trying to fit in.
But I thought it was funny. Yeah, and that's the thing that's the thing that the chef said. You have to be all inclusive.
Right.
We have to include a different. Just call it pozole because it's Hispanic, we
Right.
call it what it is. So
No, it's because pozole, well-made
to me, it's
pozole,
pozole.
you put lemon. You also put a lot of hot sauce, like tapatio sauce, and then you put onion. Some people put repollo, cabbage.
Radish, rábano,
Yeah,
radish.
rábanos,
Yeah.
and you get tostadas, hard shell tortillas, and you just bite into it and grab it, and you go as you go. You put meat. They put different types of meat. They put soft meat. They put oreja. They put cachete from the pig, and other people do it green with green sauce. Others do it clear. Others do it with red. Typically,
Yeah.
where I'm from in Mexico, they make it blanco, just plain, no green or red. It's just blanco, and then you add as you like. But I think echarte una comidita rica es lo que te quita la pinche cruda y más que nada estar al rodeado de gente que te va a hacer sentir a gusto, porque una cruda con gente que nada más te va a estar jodiendo, ten cuidado. Cabrón, ya limpia la casa. Entonces tengan cuidado, especialmente cuando se casan.
No, deja de eso. Going back to the topic a couple of weeks ago, esas tóxicas, you definitely don't want that when you're hungover.
That's another topic,
Ya
Charlie. Write it
párate.
down. Las tóxicas. Let's do that one. Let's do that one.
Yeah.
You want to do next week, las
Let's do it next
tóxicas?
week.
Yeah, let's do las tóxicas and get to know us as
Yeah,
we
let's
go.
do it. Las
Yeah.
tóxicas.
Okay, las tóxicas. And we'll invite a couple of tóxicas next week. For now, guys, I think we covered a lot, and it's just a conversation amongst friends that we just want you to share with others if you know them that they need it. The remedies, once again, we're going to give you a list of them. Number one, in the Mexican community, Hispanic community, is a hot soup. And us, it's pozole, menudo, birria, pretty much putting something in your stomach to coat it. And what else is there, Charlie, that people use? We said the Pepto-Bismol. They use pizza. They use something that's greasy to really kind of like wash it off. No?
As I was doing research throughout the week, I found 6 best hangover cures backed up by science.
Oh, really? What are they?
And it pretty goes much to what we were saying. Our ancestors weren't that far off, to be honest with you. They do it for a reason. It's the number one was eat a good breakfast,
Okay.
menudo. Why not? Number 2 was get plenty of sleep. Okay, makes sense.
We can't do it now,
Number
bro.
3
We're millennials.
was-
It's a different time, bro. Ya valió madre el mundo. Let's continue. Let's forget about number 3, sleep. You don't sleep anymore as you get an adult.
You know what's funny, dude? Not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago, one of our doctors that I work with, he goes, "Hey, Charlie," he's like, "Just want to let you know, once you hit 30, your warranty's over, so you better take care of yourself."
It is true,
Y
dude.
sí,
Yeah.
a los 31 días ya me dolía la rodilla. Te dije, "La madre, ya valió."
No, that doctor got to you. You got to go get a limpia now. You got to go to a bruja, the hood psychologist. And that's another topic. Hood psychologist, a bruja, and we'll interview a bruja. Okay, Charlie? So far we have toxicas.
I got plenty of work. So.
Okay, we'll get that going. So we're going to bring you these different topics. We hope you learn a thing or two from us, and we hope you enjoy your weekend. We hope you have a great week. Échale ganas. Don't let yourself come down for any circumstance, and don't let people that are bad, that are negative, affect you. See them for who they are. See them in a logical way. See them with your heart, and try to understand the level that they're at and where they're coming from. But never be humiliated by anybody. We're all human. We deserve respect from one another, and that's what we should do, and we should aim to give and be a more cohesive society. Let's hope the times change and we can live in a better, normal society. In the meantime, that's why we're doing this show from home, to bring you something that's going to make you look at life differently, and hopefully at the end of the day, we learn a thing or two, Eso es la cosa. Free your mind.
Absolutely, and the biggest takeaway from today is listen to your body, stay hydrated. Don't do things your mom wouldn't want you to do. If you
The
definitely,
pinche loco
if you
ya
drink,
abrieron el
don't drive.
casino. He's drinking again because they get free beer. Sorry, Bella.
Hey, that changed.
They're
changed.
not giving beer anymore?
They're not.
What?
I read it because of the whole COVID-19. They lost a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
So casinos they're gonna have you expect for you either to spend a certain amount. After that certain amount, they'll go ahead and complimentary give you one or two, But going forward, no more penny slots to get a free beer. No more nickel and dime slots to get a free beer. You're gonna have to spend.
Times are tough, ladies and gentlemen. Times are tough. Times are changing. Let's face them. Let's be realistic and let's live in reality and just be honest with one another. And if you don't find honesty, try to keep searching because there is out there. Get rid of the haters. Get rid of the people that are negative. Y no le hagas caso a los pinches tóxicos. Next week, te vamos a traer Hablando con los tóxicos. Hablando de los tóxicos. Talking about toxic relationships, toxic girls, toxic guys, toxic friends, and more in depth. Bring you that exclusive. Damn, I'm sounding like all these channels that been brainwashed me, Charlie. Sorry. Charlie, thank you so much, carnal, for being part of this nonsense called Nachin and Friends, man.
No, it's my pleasure, man. I love it. I'm there with you. It's been a dream of all of my life to be able to have our own show, and I know it's a dream of yours as well. And now with our families that we have now, we're definitely setting our way to giving our kids a different option of what they could be when they grow up.
Let me answer because the suegro is calling me. Hold on. Hector, te puedo llamar en un minuto. I'm about to finish the show. Aquí va. Che, suegro no sabe que le dije, no, le vale más. Oh, what's that?
I want to go to give a shout out to my bull. It's a Carnage from what is it called? It's a Marvel.
Nice.
It's from Venom. It's Venom's brother, I guess you could say. Mira. I want to give a shout out to my boy Richard. He hooked it up.
Hey Richard, good looking out.
60 ounces of coffee.
Dude, that's crazy. I thought it was a mascot for the Flaming Hot Cheetos, cabrón. No, I don't think it is. But Charlie, muchas gracias, everybody watching at home and wherever you watch us during the week. Stay positive, stay true to yourself, and do what you love to do, and make sure you live a plentiful life by adapting to changes and realizing that life is a process. We don't have all the answers, but we work through them, and that's the key. Action kills thoughts that are just lingering. Get out of your mind and get into action. Cuídense. God bless you. Let's do this next week, you guys. Thank you, Charlie. Te me cuidas. Te bañas.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Sorry, I forgot to say thank you to Frank, our technical director that put this whole studio together. I'll forever be grateful to him. And un shout out para él. Hasta Miami. Thank you. We out. Charlie, bye. I love you.